Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new here, sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you take off. And if you're returning, thank you so much. That's why I keep getting on here day after day and showing what I'm doing, because you know what? We're family. There you go. Today's Monday, and what I've been doing on my Mondays is going ahead and gathering everything that I've worked on throughout the week and showing the progresses or the failures, because, you know, let's face it, not everything goes the way we planned, and sometimes they're failures, but that's okay. It's yarn. I'll just do it again. That's just how that works. So I got some things done this week. I got 2 things done. One of them, I was sewing up the seams right before turning on the camera. The other one, you probably saw it. You may have seen it in one of the other videos, because it was just my bane for a little while. Oh yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. These little slippers, they're done. Ta-da! I got them done. The slippers are gorgeous. These are the 2 needle slippers, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. But I have so many other things that I'd rather work on. You know, and I didn't want to. I just didn't, you know, my best childish form. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with these socks. They're gorgeous. My daughter saw the video. She really liked it, and she wanted me to finish them. But I'd already moved on. I mean, do you have projects like that? You start them and you're all excited, and you're like, hey, this is awesome. This is like an origami sock, and I just couldn't wrap my head around it. And, you know, let's face it, it's made on DK weight yarn. These are anyway, and bigger needles, you know, theoretically faster. Oh yeah, I know. Telling on me. I don't have my ends woven on that one. I got to fix that. This one, on the other hand, I did weave in all the ends. You know, so theoretically it would be a lot faster, but I moved on. I just wanted to work on something different, so they languished, and then she saw my video and I had to do it. Although, I'm not going to lie. So, do you see the seam here, right? You know, there's a little seam there, because this is made flat, and then you sew it together. If you don't like seaming, not your thing. But, you know, that's what this is. So, I've seen other people make this particular pattern, and the toe right here and this whole bottom all the way to the heel right there would be in like maybe black or pink or what have you, and the rest of it would be white, and they look like these cute little Mary Janes. Now for that purpose, I think this would be such a wonderful, spectacular sock pattern. I might actually still do that. I like that idea. And for me to do that with knitting in the round on double points, because I like my double points, it would be a little bit more cumbersome to try to do that pattern and everything without floats and this and that. It'd just be a pain, right? It would just be a pain. So there are some benefits to going this route. This is a free pattern. You can knit it or you can crochet it. You make that general weird shape and then you sew it together. For that matter, I think if you wanted to make that same weird shape, you could probably sew little slippers or socks or something. Now they wouldn't have the stretch and the give, but you know, you could do it. I mean, we can do lots of things. Might not be reasons for it, but we can do it because we're crafty people. That's how that works. So I was so happy to get these off the needles. I think, according to my little, oh yeah, I filled it out. Look, I have stuff. See? I have stuff. It has, I do. Oh, I wrote that in the wrong day. But anyway, I have stuff. I wrote it on the wrong day, but I still did it. Where was I going with that? I don't know. My calendar is mocking me. But I would like to do those monthly roundups, and if I don't put it on the calendar, I won't remember. So that's just how that goes. One project done. Want to see the other one? This is the one that I was just working on and finishing up the ends. This is a pattern by Frankie Brown. It is free on Ravelry, and it's called the Emergency Hat. It is a cowl pattern. You're like, well, why is it called a hat pattern? Why, may you ask? Let me show you. I should have probably practiced this before going on camera. Whatever. Okay, so here's the cowl. You know, just a close-fitting cowl. This yarn is Cascades Tangier. It is a silk blend yarn, and if you've ever worked with silk before, smelled silk, yes, it does smell like silk. That's just the way it is. Okay, so we've got this, and then you go like this. See? Emergency hat. Well, now, I don't think I did it right. Okay, wait. There's my drawstrings. I have drawstrings. Oh, look at that. Of course, all my hair's up there now. Look at that. See? I know. Yeah, it's really cute, but all my hair disappeared because I just pulled it. It's all tucked underneath. But isn't that cute? Look at the way that the the colors go and everything, and swirling in opposite directions, and you can do some fun things with the drawstrings if you choose to. It's kind of a neat pattern. It really is. So there you go. Let my hair go. Let my hair go. Oh my goodness. Does it look any better with hair sticking out? Because, you know, I kind of look bald there for a moment. I don't really like the bald look. Let's see. Oh, there you go. That's cuter, right? With hair? Yes. Yes, that's that's better. But what do you think? I like the fact that the swirls and it gives movement to the yarn and the ridges and stuff. I really like that. That's cute. So I made this for my daughter-in-law who saw the yarn and it's like, ooh, what's that for? Oh, well, you know, I've got a lot of yarn in here and she made a beeline for this, so I knew I had to make her something. So there you go. She now has the emergency hat and there's the drawstring. How cool is that? So those are my 2 finished projects. This one was, each row is 50 inches and, or 50 stitches. So you're doing 50 stitches and then each little ridgy section is 6 rows, you know, 3 of purl, 3 of knit, and you need 20 of those. So it's a lot of stitches, but that's okay. Now let's get into some of the whips. Those are the 2 finished projects that I had. And let me show you the shawl. We talked about this last time. Oh, I'm really, really enjoying this. This shawl is called Daisy Chain, and it is also a free pattern on Ravelry, and I will have that linked down below. But look how much that's grown. Look at that. That is my full wingspan from last week. It was close, but not quite. But now I can't really grab both ends and everything to the, yeah. My fingers and everything aren't quite at the very ends, right? So it's more than my wingspan. So it's definitely grown quite a bit. I got a lot more of that teal in there. And I'm really enjoying that. Let's see, how big is this thing when it comes down now? All right, it is definitely bigger. Let me see if I can stand up. I've got so much stuff in my room. Look at that. So it's gotten a lot bigger and really liking that teal, how that's coming in. And we had talked about it previously of just finishing off this one cake of yarn. So I had 2 of these and they're 623 yards each. This is the Red Heart. It's a wrap. I got it snagged. It is, the construction is each thread is 4 strands of thread together. And as it gradiates through, one of the threads changes colors with a little knot. It doesn't really change colors. They just snip one, tie in another color. Don't mess with the knot. Leave the knot alone. But it's just gradiating through. So I'm almost done with the teal. And then I'll go into just the grays again and the blacks. The nice thing is if I really wanted to, once I get that far, if I decide to make it that big, because it's already pretty big, I could do the double with the black since I do have that other cake. Last week, we were at 150 grams, which is what each one of these is supposed to be. And I was at that exactly. And I had 146 grams left between the 2 cakes. If you are using something and it says, hey, I use all of the yarn, weigh your yarn. Not all the things that say they have 100 grams actually have 100 grams. Some have 98, some have 102. It just depends on what you need to stress out about, right? So there is that. So really be careful with that, or pay attention. You know, I have a scale for weighing my yarn and everything, and I like using that for scraps. I like using that for socks when you want to do 2 at a time or something, especially since I do my double points. But look at that pattern. Look how that just goes up and that yarn just gradiates. Isn't that stunning? You know, I really want to get to that black, but I'm not sure I'll be able to. I mean, obviously I'm capable, just keep crocheting. But it's going to be really, really big. It's already pretty big, and I'm liking it. And, you know, I'm going to definitely get through that teal, because I like that teal. That is stunning. So if you're wanting a good crochet shawl, this one's fun. It's a little different. You're adding a little bit of texture to it. There's some bobbles, there's some puff stitches, there's all sorts of fun things with that. I do highly recommend this. This is a very, very nice pattern. It's unusual. It has some good shaping to it. Well, it's a triangle, but what I mean by that is it's got some good movement of yarn. Look at the little puff stitches, and then this right here, how it goes like this and undulates and everything. So it's a little different. It gives a nice look for the eyes to follow, and not the typical granny square. I just wanted to make something different. Granny squares are fine. I just wanted something different. And when I saw this, I knew I had to make it. And I immediately started that. You know, it's funny. I almost said I immediately cast on. This is crochet. I pretty much use the term cast on universally for either project. It doesn't matter. I know with crocheting, I've been crocheting since I was 10. I understand you don't cast on a crochet project, but I just use it. It's kind of like the universal, hey guys, what are you up to? And, you know, you're talking to everybody that's in the group, not all just the male people. It's, you know, male people, female people, just people. It's the same thing. So, or using the term Kleenex, right? You know, it's universal. Yeah, so that's the way I look at it. I am tangled, having a blast. Loving that. That's really nice. I don't know what I'm going to do with it when I get it done, but, you know, wear it, but give it away, something. I'm enjoying it, though. So that is a good amount of progress on that. I did work on my Arcane shawl. Okay, not really. I started to. Yeah. So I put my lifeline in. I think the last time I showed it, I needed to put the lifeline in. That's that pink thread that's right here, right? I put that in and I started to do a couple of rows and I got interrupted. I really wanted to go through a full chart repeat. It didn't happen. But I think just doing this extra couple of rows and putting on that lifeline, I think I understand it a little bit more. So there is that, right? This is going to be gorgeous. This is made with the Arcane Fibers yarn, Arcane Fibre Works. This is the fingering weight, and it's called Jungle Waters. I have 2 cakes of this. Well, one skein I haven't caked up, and then this one. No, I'm not going to use both cakes, but I have them. So I'll be able to, whoa, I'll be able to do something, avalanche of stuff. I'll be able to do something fun with that when I'm ready. Okay, amigurumi. Yeah. We've kind of discussed, you know, if I don't have all the pieces and I don't kind of like push through it, it's not going to happen. Like the anglerfish, I had somebody asking me, did the anglerfish make it? And didn't I finish that in January? No, I finished that beforehand and was able to mail that off to my sister. And it took almost 2 weeks. It should have gotten there a lot sooner than it did. And it didn't make it. Their party was like the 12th or something of January. I don't know. It was the second week of January. And it didn't make it. It didn't. It was in Denver. It left my place and it went to Denver, Colorado. And it was there for like 6 days. It got scanned in like 5, 6, 7 times. Weird. And then it went to Florida. And then it went back to Denver. Really? Why? The anglerfish did not want to make it. It just didn't. And then it was really funny. Excuse me. So I told my sister that I wrapped really, really well in that purple plastic. And my sister is blind. So she didn't want to take any scissors to it because, well, it's just a soft stuffed creature, what have you. So, you know, she said, yeah, it took me 30 minutes to get through it. My dad worked at the post office. I know how to wrap a package. So she got through it. And, you know, the anglerfish, she was thinking like a bass or a trout or something like that. She wasn't thinking that the anglerfish, let me see if I can pull up the picture of that little thing, has that antenna, right? Has the antenna thing. So, you know, she's opening that thing up and that antenna pops up and, you know, she's feeling all of this and the eyes are 3-dimensional. And then Rennie was making fun and he's like, well, I'll let your imagination go. So it was really kind of funny as he's explaining what the blind lady is touching and feeling and holding onto. So they had a great laugh at that. So, you know, just 12-year-old, think of your 12-year-old self and where that went. There you go. And you got the whole picture. So she had me cracking up. That was absolutely hilarious. You know, just put on your 12-year-old self and you got this. So speaking of that, I was working on, there was a point to this. I'm pretty sure there really was. I was working on my robot. Look, I have a robot head. I get the little ears and a little antenna. I put his eyeballs in. I'll sew that up, right? But there you go. So I got the head done and I have the body and I have the feet and I don't have the arms. And then you guys were really wonderful and you reminded me, aren't arms like sleeves? Yes. Yes, they are. They are like sleeves. So my robot does not have arms or sleeves yet, but it's getting closer because now it has a face and I'll put a little mouth on it or something, but it has a face. Has this little antenna on there. And then I'll figure out what type of drawing or what have you I want up there. Because the pattern shows just the zigzags right here, right? You know, and then it also has a little gauge meter. Yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. And it is thicker on the bottom than it is on the top. I am not doing that. I am not doing that. The 12-year-old me says, no, you cannot do that. So I will come up with something instead of the gauge needle. Yeah. How can you not unsee that once you see that? That's just no. Just no. But I did get progress. The head is ready. There you go. I know, it's something. So having a blast, it is growing, it is moving, and I will. So the next project that I have is my husband's sweater that I'm also using the Arcane Fibre Works yarn with. This is the Saint Nick colorway because he loved it. And this is he picked it out. He picked this out. I like the autumn colors and the colors that highlight the hair and just those deep, just rich colors. He loves this one. Look at this. So I got quite a bit done on this and I'm really happy with it. This is my second ball of yarn. And I was working on it and just knitting around as fast as I possibly could. And then I was looking at it and then I looked at it a little bit more. And then I said, hey, honey, is this okay? There's nothing wrong with it. The sweater's great. The yarn's great. You know, the whole 9 yards. But this is a hand-dyed yarn, which means skein to skein, you're going to get differences. You're going to get variances. And I talked to him about it before I even cast on. And I said, well, if the skeins change from skein to skein, you know, just the way the colors line up and things, because, hello, it's hand-dyed and different. That's the unique nature of it. I said, will it bother you? And he said, no, he's good with that. I did start the sleeves, I think, once just to get a different, to make them kind of start in the same spot a little bit more. And that worked out beautifully. But with this, I'm not sure. I was asking him, I said, are you going to be okay that it's flashing? Like, what is flashing? Well, that's where the colors, you see how the colors kind of right here, and it looks like it's going to go into a swirl? And it might. And I was asking him, I said, is that okay? And he said, yeah, that's fine, honey. It's just the nature of the hand-dyed, and we knew that was a possibility. And I was looking at it, I wasn't sure. Because you can see, with my strings hanging down, what I did when I added it in the new yarn, I did stripe it for 2 or 3 rounds of the old. I put one round of the old, round of the new, round of the old, round of the new, until I ran out of yarn. So that is right through here, striped with the old and the new. And now I'm just in all the new, and it's looking like it's going to flash and it's going to spiral for this scheme. So I wasn't sure if he would like that. I wasn't sure. So I think he's okay with it. He's deciding. And then he looked at me and said, you're not happy with it, are you? I don't know. I really don't. So I've been thinking about it. So it kind of sat there. It would have had a lot more love, but I was thinking about it. And I'm trying to learn to think about it before I put an extra 2 or 3 inches on it, right? You ever notice that? Well, and this isn't even a mistake. There's nothing wrong with it. But when we see something that we're not happy with, we're like, I can deal with it. It's okay. And then you'll knit or crochet, either one, 2 or 3 more inches, and then decide that you can't handle that mistake and then rip it all out. So I'm trying to make that decision before I put the extra work in there. So I'm not positive. And I was thinking too on that. I have the other one. So this was my first attempt. Yeah, I know I haven't pulled it out yet. But this was the first one. And do I rip out the 16 rows of the one that I'm working on that actually fits him and then add in this skein instead? I mean, is it going to flash too? I don't know. Because you also look at, there's a significant difference in stitch count between the two of them. So it, you know how look how gorgeously variegated this is all the way around. So anyway, like I was saying with these two, even if I grabbed this skein that I have here, there's no guarantee that it'll line up the same because it's significantly less stitches. So less stitches in the round, it means the colors are going to line up differently. So I don't know. Let me know what you would do. Just go with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just all in my head. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There's nothing wrong with it. It's totally me. Is it fine? Should I fix it? Should I fix it. Should I redo it? Should I, here I'm talking and everything and I'm losing stitches. There we go. Get those back on there. Don't want to do that. So yeah, not sure on that. It's gorgeous, but you can see the difference in everything, but it's different yarn. Of course it's gonna be different. So I'm deciding, give me some hints. What would you do? I have other skeins, but there's no guarantee on any of them because they're gorgeous and they're wonderful and they're unique and they're going to be different. So I don't know, but that is that. Now I have been working on my Arcane sweater and I think I'm gonna continue to show that one separately. So either Tuesday or Wednesday, Whip Wednesday, I don't know. But I'm going to show that one separately. I have worked on it. I have got some work done and I have pulled some out. Yes, I did. I did. I should have filmed that, but I didn't. You know how that goes. But anyway, I'll talk about that when I show that one separately. There you go. I mean, it's gorgeous. It needs its own video. That's all there is to it. It needs its own video. Shall we see how I'm doing on my blankets? Look at this. This has grown quite a bit. Look at that. I got that purple on there. I got the light purple. Isn't that beautiful? I've got it on some try-on cords. I don't have it stretched all the way out, but I believe this is about 25 inches by 28 inches. So it is growing. If I were to use it as a baby blanket type of a thing, it would be done. I'm going to make it bigger. So we'll see. I've got just about 400 stitches right now per round, so it is growing significantly. I'm loving how that is working out. I think that I will repeat the colors until it's the size that I need it. What I mean by that is the next one, since I've got the light purple, I'm going to use that dark purple there and then the slime green. And I don't know if I have enough of those blues, but who knows? We'll see. So I was also thinking about when I get closer to the edge, you know, where it's like, hey, I'm about done. I want to be done with this. I might do, I've got a lot of thoughts in my head. So how I've got the 2 rows of garter stitch, I might do the color and then 2 rows of the pink and then the color and 2 rows of the pink and maybe a border around it like that in garter stitch. I'm not sure yet. Maybe when I get to that point, I might want to just be done with it. Just because it's growing so many stitches exponentially. I don't know. But those are options. So I think that's going to be really fun. I'm loving the bright colors. I mean, those are fantastic. These are just absolutely gorgeous. And I really like just the way that the feather and fan ripples and it gives that hourglass undulating feeling. If you haven't noticed, I like it when the yarn moves. That's one thing that I think is really a lot of fun. So my final blanket that I'm working on is my Fair Isle blanket. This is going to be that 60-inch by 90-inch blanket. It is, I think it's like 17 inches wide or tall right now. 15 to 17, something like that. I don't remember. Tape measure. Ooh, tape measure. I have one. It's not even a fun one, but it'll work. Right? Let's see. Where am I at? Where am I at? Yeah, I'm about 17 inches. Wow. Okay. So it's working and I have, I think like 7 more rounds and I will change back to the Fair Isle color. That was what I have in my head for a pattern scheme. So I'm having a blast with it. This is on my 60-inch cables. So I know that it's the size that it should be. I did have to start this one twice. No, not this week, but I did have to start this one twice because I was making it way too big and I really didn't want one that was way over 60 inches. So that is my blanket. I am having a blast with all of these different projects. So my handy dandy little calendar, not calendar, yeah, it is calendar. It tells me what I've been working on. I finished 2 projects this week. Yes. And I know I had somebody say, hey, wait a minute, didn't you start your Arcane sweater this week? I started that according to my calendar and my Ravelry account was the 27th of January. So it fell into, you know, starting for last Monday's video, that type of a thing. So when the comment was made, yes, that was true. It was less than a week, but, you know, it was different crossing over for the weeks. That's how that works. So although you've only seen 7 of the projects, I finished 2, worked on 7. I didn't start any new ones. Like I said, I already explained my sweater. And I will show that one Tuesday or Wednesday. I want to have a decent amount. I had a good amount of progress and everything, but like I said, I pulled it all out. I had the sleeve separated. I put in a bunch of short rows. I did things. And then I tried it on. We know how this works, right? So it's okay. I want to get a little bit more. I want to have something to where you can really see the difference, to get past all that color work, because I wasn't quite finished with the color work last time. I want to get past all that and show that difference where you can really see that yoke and how nice that is. So that's, in my head, it looks really cool. I mean, it looks really cool right now, but I mean, in my head and what I envision how I'm going to show it, it's going to be awesome. I have to get back to that point again because I ripped it all out. But anyway, it'll happen. It'll be fine. So that is my progress for Monday. Well, not Monday. I didn't do all this Monday. Oh my gosh, what do you think? I'm a machine? No. But that's my progress for the week, and I have had a blast. I do know I have some things coming up this next coming week, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done because, you know, sometimes life gets in the way, and I'm good with that. You know, I love doing my crafts, but I like doing other things too. There you go. Hopefully you do too. Get outside, play a little bit, enjoy the sunshine. If you've got sunshine, go play in the snow, make a snowman if you don't. All right, everybody. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.